The Elves and the Shoemaker. Once upon a time, there lived a poor shoemaker with his wife in a large town. He was very hard working, but no one bought the shoes he made. One day, the shoemaker was left with just enough leather to make only one pair of shoes. He was very sad. The shoemaker cut out the last pair of shoes and went home. The next morning, when he walked into his shop, he was surprised. On the table lay a pair of beautiful shoes. The shoemaker was surprised. He rushed towards the table and picked up the new pair of shoes. A few minutes later, his wife came to the shop. The shoemaker happily showed her the new pair of shoes. His wife was equally surprised but happy. As the shoemaker and his wife stood admiring the pair of shoes, a merchant was passing by. He saw the beautiful shoes and thought of buying them for his wife. And so, the merchant went into the shop to buy shoes. He bought the shoes with 2 gold coins. The shoemaker knew that this money was enough to buy leather for 2 pairs of shoes. That day, the shoemaker bought leather enough to make 2 pairs of shoes. As he was cutting the leather, his wife asked him whether he knew the person who had helped him, but the shoemaker refused. Like every night, the shoemaker left the cut leather pieces for 2 pairs of shoes on the table and went home. He thought of making the shoes the next day. Next morning, to his surprise, 2 pairs of beautiful shoes lay on the table. Soon, those 2 pairs of shoes were also sold. In this manner, every day when the shoemaker left the leather cut outs in his shop, the next morning he found that the shoes were ready. Soon, the shoemaker became rich. One day, the shoemaker and his wife decided to hide in the shop at night and find out who was helping them. The shoemaker and his wife hid behind the curtains that night. Suddenly, at midnight, 2 elves whooped in through the window. They were tiny creatures in torn clothes. Immediately, they picked up the leather pieces and began to work. Once the shoes were ready, the elves hopped out of the window. The shoemaker and his wife were very surprised to see the tiny elves. They decided to do something for the elves, but didn't know what. The shoemaker's wife said that they should make tiny shoes and clothes for the little elves. Soon, the shoemaker's wife was busy stitching clothes for the elves, while the shoemaker made tiny shoes for them. Once they were done, the shoemaker kept the shoes and clothes on the table, and instead of leather pieces, the couple had and waited for the elves to arrive. At midnight, the elves arrived. They put on the clothes and the shoes and danced around the room. Then they hopped out of the window. They continued making beautiful shoes, and the shoemaker became richer and happier. The end.